The date was June 26, 1284. The place was Hamelin, Germany. It started with a melody, a soft, haunting tune, played on a flute, and by the end of the day, 130 children were gone, vanished into thin air. We have all heard the fairy tale. A man in colorful clothes comes to town. He plays his pipe and leads the rats away. But when the town refuses to pay him, he takes their children instead. We tell this story to kids as a lesson. But here is the terrifying truth. It wasn't just a story. It actually happened. Welcome to the Midnight Novel. Let's go back to the beginning. The year is 1284. The town of Hamelin was suffering. A plague of rats. But these were not normal rats. They were fearless. They attacked cats. They bit dogs. And they even crawled into the cradles of sleeping babies. The food was gone. The people were starving. The mayor and the town council were helpless. They needed a miracle. And then a stranger walked through the city gates. He looked strange. He wore a long coat, half yellow and half red. His eyes were bright, and his smile was mysterious. He called himself the Pied Piper. He made a deal with the mayor. He said, "I will rid your town of rats, but the price is 1,000 gold coins." The mayor was desperate. He laughed and said, 1,000? We will give you 50,000. Just save us." The stranger smiled. He pulled out a long silver flute, and he began to play. The music was hypnotic. Thousands of rats came out of the houses and followed him into the river, where they all drowned. The town was saved. But when the piper came back for his money, the mayor's heart turned black. He refused to pay. He said, 1,000 coins for playing a flute? No. Take 50 coins and leave. The piper's face turned cold. He gave one final warning. He said, "You refuse to keep your promise? Then I will take my payment in another way." And he left the town. June 26th, St. John's Day. The adults were all in church. The streets were empty. Suddenly, the music returned. But this time, it wasn't harsh. It was sweet, so sweet, that only the children could hear it. One by one, they walked out of their homes, boys and girls, aged 4 to 12, hypnotized, silent. 130 of them followed the piper out of the east gate, towards the mountains, and they were never seen again. If you think this is a myth, look at the records. The Town Chronicle of Hamelin, written in 1384, states clearly, "It has been 100 years since our children left, even today." There is a street in Hamelin called Bungalowsenstrasse. It translates to the street without drums. It is the street where the children were last seen. To this day, by law, no music is allowed to be played on this street. The silence is their memorial. Where did they go? Did the piper lead them to a new land? Or was he a monster in disguise? History is silent, but the lesson remains. Be careful what you promise, and be careful of the music you hear in the dark. This was the Midnight Novel. Subscribe if you dare to hear the next chapter.